I had a great conversation the other day with folks who I met at Hermosa Beach. We were looking at scarlet macaw. One of the girls said about how the bird was exotic. And then I said, exotic, okay. And they understood what she meant. And then we were discussing on the places that we've each been and where we lived. And they both lived here. But one of them, she's not from here. She's new to here. But she's been into Indonesia. And so she brought that up. And I said, yeah, I used to stay there. And she goes, oh, Indonesia is so exotic, isn't it? And I said, exotic from your perspective? Not exotic anymore to me, as I've spent so much time there. I kind of was part-time living there. And I think exotic is from the eye of the beholder. So I said, for you, it's exotic. And she just kind of went, no, I think exotic means cool, right? And I said, well, think about that coming from some other people's perspectives. I said, because sometimes, let's say you said that bird, like a scarlet macaw, is exotic, but it's not exotic for somebody that lives here and sees them every day. But perhaps a bird that we see every day in New York that doesn't exist here, that's not endangered, maybe folks from here would think that's exotic. But somehow if I say to you, close your eyes and picture an exotic bird, you're probably not going to picture a bird that's seen in New York State or New York City. You're going to think about a bird that's like the scarlet macaw, something similar to that. Most of the time that's what comes to mind. Kind of like if I say picture a surfer, you might not think about some of the surfers that I know. You might think about someone that looks like their name might be Chad. Just saying, and it's not even your fault, it's just conditioning, right? I said to her, sometimes think about someone that might say it's a Caucasian guy from the States or from the West in general, right? And he's like, I have an exotic girlfriend. Probably you're not picturing another Caucasian girl that happens to be different or has blue hair. That could be the case, which is awesome. I get it. Most likely though, it's somebody that's dating somebody that's like black or brown, or someone from Asia, or someone from what's culturally different, not white American, let's say that, right? And you usually don't hear it the other way around. You might now in 2026, but probably not. In the last few years, we've made quite a few strides in the right direction. But I do think that we need to think about these things and how it makes people feel. Some folks might find that offensive, as they seem to be put in the other bucket, as opposed to we're just like you, even though we're from a different culture, it doesn't mean we're some kind of other. And I think that the conversation with these guys is a good example of like a safe space for what could be considered tough conversation. And I just love that. I think we move further forward together the more we openly discuss things in a calm, collective, non-overly emotional, just relaxed manner with intelligence and critical thinking.